GoNagai, one of the biggest influential anime and manga creators in Japan. One of his biggest creations being Devilman. One of the first superhero shows of its time where the demon Amon is combined with a high schooler's body and spirit, Akira Fudo, in a story where evil is pitted against evil, and displaying the true message that the worst creature out there is humanity's spirit. Mazinger Z, a hot-blooded, high-octane show that has influenced giant robot and mecha genre for years to come. And Violence Jack, a post-dystopian wasteland series that has inspired the likes of Fist of the North Star, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and a force of nature in itself, and infamous in its gory, grotesque, graphic content. 3 of those shows and franchises with themselves are some of the biggest seinen and shonen influences of all time. But what if I told you they were also in a comedy? Well, stay tuned to the rest of the video and we'll find out. GoNagai has been creating anime and manga since the 1960s, going from raunchy comedy to gory horror with philosophical themes. But in 1991, to celebrate his legacy, Chara GoNagai, directed by Yamanasuke, who worked on Devilman's OAVs in the 1980s, created a OAV based off a one-off story that GoNagai created, starring Akira Fudo, aka Devilman, who transforms into his devil. While in bed, getting excited, he transforms midway, and they make a lot of references to the fact that, like, anytime that he gets excited, he transforms, making, like, you know, that's his version of a boner. Only discovered that his girlfriend has turned into a midget, and that he himself has become a mini version of himself. His girlfriend first came over, and in a bit of confusion, they kind of discover that, you know, they're in this sort of state. When his friend Rio shows up, he's claimed and transported to another world, which mirrors their own, but smaller and cheapified. They go off and search for the demon that's something there. There, they come across Jinman, who in the original Devilman universe is a cruel demonic creature. When it consumes you, your face is transposed on its shell. Agony and pain. Well, in this world, he has more backyard animals on his back, and it gets killed fairly quickly. Neither know he just wanted to make his family proud, and is quickly beheaded by Akira's girlfriend, Miki. That night, after eating Jinman's body, neither know that Jinman is still alive. The body somehow, the head is still somehow alive. Miki is kidnapped by a blob creature, by Serene, a harpy demon who's deeply in love with the demon in Akira's body, and wants to bone Devilman. Now, this is blatantly... Akira's aware and takes Jinman's head to the ice tower where she's being held. Meanwhile, Ryu gets picked up by a strange spaceship that makes mooing sounds as it goes by. There she finds the Baron, which I'm not sure if the political correct terms. A hermaphrodite being half man, half woman. The transformation probably goes to something a bit like this. Who is the henchperson of Dr. Hell, who wants to marry Serene for the purpose of having miso soup with her. After Serene is defeated, in episode 2, they come across the Mazinger team by Kuji, a Serene is then kidnapped by Rio and Dr. Hell's people, who leads the team, who is obsessed with taking down Dr. Hell and his girlfriend, Sayaka Yumi, a no-nonsense gal who tries to instill some common sense into these really dumb characters. Akira decides to face off Dr. Hell and Ryu, who turns out to be Satan himself, in the show. Serene escapes by a mistake of Ryu pressing the wrong button, and is exiled to an island for not following the orders of Satan, and sends Psycho Jenny, who's a head of some sort, and another demon, is made to decide her fate. In episode 3, Dr. Hell, Satan, Mazinger Z, and Devilman fight while en route to Satan's main goal in space, a small hole that looks like an animator's head. They discover it leads to another realm, which looks like a Mad Max realm, bleak and barren. Devilman is killed by an accident by Satan, and is forlorn and lost. The fact that she keeps repeating the same mistake over and over again. And Mazinger Z, as a last-ditch effort, explodes to try to defeat Satan, sending everyone back to the barren world in the hole. They all come across Jack and his two kids whose family died in an earthquake. If you're already confused by this, don't worry, this is more of a love letter to GoNagai, being self-aware jokes, references that they're stereotype, references to other parts in their own franchise, to inserted jokes referring to like having the villain's repair team as Get a Robo, referencing one of the creators of Get a Robo was actually one of the assistants of GoNagai himself. Every joke and reference in this short OAV is made with love and passion, but it doesn't mean that like it's completely perfect. Besides, the dated animation, the show, it kind of misses out. They try to put in as much reference as possible, especially in episode 2, where they make references to appearances from other shows that GoNagai has worked on, and they could have spent more time with Mazinger Z as a character. For example, Mazinger Z, the female in Mazinger Z had a robot that actually had shot like boob rockets. And that's missing a lot of potential for jokes in that. Should you watch this show? Well, if you're a fan of GoNagai, you'll definitely love everything about it. From, the references, the jokes, to the callback nature of it. But if you're new to his work, I suggest going back and catching some of the shows or the OAVs, from Devilman Crybaby, that's on Netflix at the moment, to some of the other shows that are out by Shout Factory and even on Crunchyroll.
お客さんだからな。どれでも好きなの選べよ。これ買える。なんか悪いな。特別だよ。じゃあ、芋虫。
This whole idea of political turmoil. It was very hard to sort of write up a script. And Dragonball that. So if you're in a mood to see any sort of ninja content, make sure to check out his stuff. The music is good. The final track is going to be by CJ Palmer, who did the track in our last video. Make sure to check out her stuff once it's out on Spotify. Okay?